Witch Hat Atelier. I really like this series. This is, I think, one of the few manga that I read that does not have an anime adaptation yet. Hopefully, I don't know. There are so many rumors on the internet. You never know what to believe anymore. But Witch Hat Atelier is written by Kamome Shirahama, a DC and Marvel cover artist, which explains why the art in this series is so freaking fantastic. This will just be a spoiler-free review of this book, so don't worry, you're safe. I am just going to go over the premise of the book, and for that I'm gonna read the back of the book because they just put it so wonderfully. Meet young Coco, curious and bright and desperate to learn how magic's wrought. But witches keep their secrets hidden tight, and witches, Coco knows, are born, not taught. Then one day, Coco spies upon a witch as he prepares the charms for which she yearns, and sees that, like her skill with thread and stitch, the truth is magic's something she can learn. Now, with this knowledge, Coco starts to try to teach herself the witch's way with charms, and yet her aspirations go awry, and Coco's magic causes grievous harm. To set things right, young Coco leaves her home, and so begins the tale within this tome. The reason why I wanted to read that to you is to show you that it's a sonnet, and they have sonnets as their little book summaries for the first 4 volumes of the series, and I just love that. I love it when people put poetry where it doesn't necessarily need to be, but someone thought this out. Someone put a sonnet on the back of here, and I really enjoyed that. And that leads into the things I like about the series. So the first thing I like about the series is that it fits into kind of the fairy tale fantasy type genre or kind of theme. I don't know. You have a lot of high fantasy going on, but I really like, when I say I like fantasy, I mean I like the fairy tale fantasy with princesses and magic and, well, I mean high fantasy has that also, but I mean like kind of like with the stereotypical like clock dings at midnight, Howl's Moving Castle, stuff like that. But it kind of gives me those types of feelings as far as like with fairy tale fantasy, and that is my favorite genre to be in. The next thing is that it has some of the best art that I have ever seen in a manga. I'll flip through and show you some of the pages. There's so much detail, and it's really easy to see all of the action that's happening because of the art. Yeah, the paneling is wonderful. The art is gorgeous. The next thing that I like about this series is that the people in this series have ulterior motives, and it's not easy to tell from the beginning that their actions are kind of in their own self-interest and not necessarily in the best interest of the protagonist, even though they may seem to be helping her. Yeah, there are people in this series who are up to something, and like there's a lot of secrecy, a lot of stuff that's not revealed, and then when it is revealed, it makes you want to go back and look and see, because they like, it's so obvious that they've been like the way they are the whole entire time that it's only news to you what their situation is, if that makes any sense. But once it's revealed, it kind of makes you want to go back and look, and like the evidence is there, and that is very great storytelling. I guess kind of tying in with the fairy tale fantasy genre, tying in with that is that there is a darkness just beneath the surface of these pages, and there's like this whole, there are rules and there are lines that shouldn't be crossed, and then the question gets asked, well, why shouldn't we cross them? And it's like, what's so wrong about crossing those lines? That's all I'll say without giving too much away. It's like there's a darkness that's like hovering just beneath everything that you're reading, and sometimes it like pokes back up, and then like most of the time it's just underneath, but you can tell that it's gonna come out soon. Like, it's not gonna be all fairy tales for long, and that's something that the main character is going to have to deal with and confront eventually, within the outside world and potentially within herself. I like the hinting at that development. And then the last thing that I really like about the series is the magic system. The magic system is very easy to understand, and those are my favorite kinds of magic systems, that when it's explained you're like, oh, I get it. If that was real in this world, I could do it. And I like it when the rules are clear and then it's up to the characters to kind of work within those rules to create new things within that magic system. So you can tell if someone has done something that's exceptionally clever, or you can tell that someone has done something that is not what they normally do. It's something that makes them a really strong character. You can see why the strong people are strong. You can see what's holding people back. You can kind of figure out situations on your own if you wanted to, just because the magic system is that easy to understand. You can see what people are doing wrong, you can see what people are doing right, and I really love it when the rules are simple, because then you know how they can be broken, when they can be broken, and why. It just makes reading everything more enjoyable when you know what's going on. I mean, yeah, it's like I explained, it's kind of like no duh, but like, I don't know, some magic systems are kind of difficult. It feels nice to feel smart. That is what I like about Hat Atelier. I hope that you read it after my recommendation. If you pick it up, let me know. I'd love to hear what you think about it. If you know any series like this as well, just go ahead and put them in the comments. I'm always looking for new manga to read. But until next time, I've been Mosey, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.